Hi, this is Nancy Hatch, English tutor from CNM, and this is my short video on resume summaries. Now, if you saw my other video on the overview of resumes and what is current and ways that you can make your resume more competitive, I mentioned the resume summary. So I'm going to go into a little bit more detail on that right here with this one. Let me go ahead and get the slideshow started. Okay, so the thing about the resume summaries, I can't get my slideshow to work. Yeah, there we go. Is that this gives you the opportunity to address the your strongest skills and achievements to target the job announcement, okay? Because remember that your resume isn't really about you, it's about how you can solve the problem for the company. Oh, there, finally it goes. Okay. How you can solve their problem. And that's where your focus needs to be. So we're going to dig into these a little bit more. Okay. Oh, this isn't working. Okay. I'm just going to make myself little. Ha ha ha. All right. LinkedIn summary is very different. So one thing that a resume summary is not is a LinkedIn summary. Okay. A LinkedIn summary I'm going to cover in another video, but here are some of the differences between them. This is apples and oranges. They are not the same thing. They're related. They're both fruit, but they are not the same thing. A LinkedIn summary uses full sentences. You have up to 2,000 characters. So that can be like 3 paragraphs. It can show your personality, it can include narrative, and it targets an industry. But the resume summary that we're talking about here is made up of fragmented sentences. It's 2 to 4 lines long. That's it. It's not a big long paragraph, and it's certainly not more than 1 paragraph. It's focused on the skills and accomplishments and experience that fit that job. Highly focused on the particular job you are applying for. Not every engineering position, not every nursing position, that nursing position, that engineering position at that company. So it has to be, I'm sorry, my phone's going off. It has to be highly specified. Okay, so not the same as the LinkedIn summary, focuses on the job you're applying for, specific about your experience. Don't say, I have great people skills. What about your people skills is great. I've seen resumes where they say, I have a variety of experience in this industry, but it doesn't say what that experience is. It would be, let's say that we're talking construction industry. I have a variety of experience in the construction industry. So the question is, that the employer is going to ask is like, well, okay, what experience? Don't make them hunt. Never make them hunt. So you could instead say that I have held positions including a roofer, a framer, a project manager. I have my subcontractor's license, something like that. So things that are really specific that apply to this job. Okay, shows your achievements. So if you improved sales figures at your company, if you handled a major IT changeover, you implemented new policies, you improved the number of likes on the web page, or whatever it might be. Okay, if you can show these achievements and back them up with numbers where it's possible, I improved sales by 25% over 6 months, or whatever that might be, then use those if you can. You can include your soft skills. Soft skills are things that you cannot learn in a classroom. All right, so soft skills can be things like patience, conflict management, friendly and outgoing nature, things like that. Okay, organization. Again, this uses fragmented sentences. So it should never say I am. So get rid of all of those if you have them in there. Don't waste the space. This is so short. It's got to be so focused. You don't get to have all of this. I am a blah, blah, blah. Never say I am a person. I see that all the time. I am a person who just says, I do this. Well, don't even say I. Just say whatever that skill might be. Okay. Didn't go. All right. Focus on the job description to find the key words. This is really important. Now, I talked to you in the other video about applicant tracking systems, ATS. These are the computer bots that see your resume first. You have to get past them before you ever get to a real person. So you've got to convince that applicant tracking system that you know your stuff and that you are qualified for it. And you do that by these keywords because that's what it's looking for. It also helps if you incorporate these keywords into your summary and into your resume, then it also shows the manager that you paid attention to the job announcement and that you have the specific skills that the company is looking for. All right. So how do you know what to include? I mean, because it's like, oh, I have all these different jobs that I've held, or I have this type of education, but I also have that type of education, or I have these types of traits that I want to bring forward. How do I figure out what to do? Okay, the first places to look are in that job announcement and then in your experience. So we're gonna run this little maze here. All right, here is a job that I looked up online yesterday. This is for a teacher. And I couldn't fit it all on this page. So I've gone through and I've highlighted some of these key words. They need a bachelor's degree. They need an education license. They need organizational ability, written and oral communications. You need to be able to work with approved curricula. So you need to have experience with different types of curricula. You need to coordinate things, conflict resolution, positive attitude. Okay, so these are the key words. So you can look at this job announcement and highlight these key words. You can even do this in 2 colors. You can highlight the ones that are your strengths. You are very professional and you are extremely confidential. And so that one you might highlight that one in pink. And then other ones that they're asking for, just so that you're aware of everything they're asking for, but maybe are not your strengths, still highlight those so that you were aware of them. And then as you're working on your resume, maybe when you're doing some of your experience, you may discover that, hey, I really am good at writing reports or at interacting with different stakeholders, such as the parents or the principal or something like that. So maybe you have some of these skills, but you've had them within a different framework. So highlight these, really concentrate on the ones that are your strengths. If you are really good at conflict resolution, if you are really good at motivation, record keeping, and communication, then those are the ones you're going to focus on. All right, here is another one. This is for an executive assistant. This is actually at a credit union, and I looked this one up yesterday. These are currently open jobs as of yesterday. Okay, so here, look, pay attention to the overviews or the duties or what your day will look like or whatever that might be. And sorry, I was going to put this on buzz. So that, because that gives you other things other than just qualifications. Certainly look at the qualifications, they're very important, but also look at what those duties are or responsibilities are, because that can give you other things to look at, including and highlighting within your resume. So in this one, they need people who are responsible, who can coordinate, who can communicate, and look at who they're communicating with. They're not just saying we need somebody with communication skills. They need somebody who can communicate with the members of the board. So this is a different level. So maybe you have good customer service skills, but having communication skills to be able to deal with the people at the top of the company may take some slightly different skills. So you want to focus on how you have developed your communication, or how you have experience communicating with people in upper management, okay? That they'd be drafting the minutes. So they would be attending these meetings. They would be maintaining business relations and external contacts. They were going to do maintaining all of these manuals and policies and things like this. So they say a high school diploma or equivalent and a college degree preferred. Now, if you only have a high school diploma and no experience in this type of a setting, then this probably isn't the job for you. So a lot of jobs will say that the minimum qualifications are high school diploma. And the reason that they do that isn't because they think that somebody with a high school diploma can handle that job, but it opens it up for people who have a lot of experience in this type of a job, but maybe didn't go to college, but would still be really successful. So look at the job. Don't just grab any job that's out there. Find the ones that you are qualified for, or almost qualified for. You can always look forward a little bit, but don't, if you're a freshman, don't start applying for jobs that require 5 years of experience and a bachelor's degree, because you're not ready for them. You're wasting your time, and you're wasting the time of anybody who might be seeing that resume. But if you don't have a degree, even though they would prefer a degree, but you do have a lot of highly relevant experience and skills, then yeah, go for it. Apply for it. Okay. So you need this one. You need to understand executive level interactions. You need Office, Word, Adobe Acrobat, those types of things. So you can go through here and highlight. And if public relations, if dealing on executive levels is really a strength for you, you're highly professional and organized and things like that, then this might be the job for you. But if you can go through here and highlight this, so you take all of these words, but you shrink it down to just the ones, and pay attention to words that show and skills that show up more than one time. Okay, so this executive level interactions comes up more than one time. So communicating with members of the board is the same as having these executive level interactions. So that is a big thing that they're concerned about. They need someone who can operate on that business level. Okay, here is an example from Zeddy.com. This is for looking at your experience. So now we talked about looking at the job announcement, and so we looked at some of those and how to glean what they're looking for out of that. So let's look at now your experience. So this is a really excellent way to approach if you're a stay-at-home mom or dad and you're coming back into the workforce after a gap, maybe 2 years, maybe 15 years, whatever it might be. You still have skills. This is the biggest thing that I see with stay-at-home parents is that they think, I've been out of the workforce for so long, I really don't have anything to offer. But that isn't true. You need to look at your skills, what you've developed, what did you do during these 2 to 15 years that will apply to the job. Remember, it's all about the job, but you've still developed skills. But you're not going to include here that you cooked, that you changed diapers, or something like that. But look at the things that you did do. And a lot of people, while they're being a stay-at-home parents, are also doing other things. This one talks about creating this stay-at-home moms group, a 50-member Facebook group, to exchange advice and swap clothes and things like that.